Hello ladies and gents, welcome to CGBX and this is America's newest bunker buster just obliterated Iran's missile bunkers. Pahcham max afterburner. Yeah, okay. So this is about GBU-72, the 5,000-pound one. This is one of the newer one, obviously. And only B-1B Lancer and F-15 Strike Eagle can use it. F-15 having heavier frame, makes sense, it can carry it with two massive engine. So it's going to be interesting. Let's switch on.
Good morning, everybody. It's July 26, 2026. This footage right here looks to be hardened Iranian storage bunkers on the coast of Hormuz province. What you're watching is not just the bomb going off. The bomb went off about a second and a half earlier. Somewhere down under the concrete, the fireball is the inventory that's being blown up. That's every ballistic missile, anti-ship cruise missile, crate of ordnance.
That was a fireball. How ridiculous. Look at the fireball here. Look at the guy walking around. Look at how far in the distance that is, and look at the size of it.
Ordnance that was in that location that Iran spent decades burying.
That's insane.
Where it thought nobody on Earth could reach it. All of it going up at once through the roof in one shot. And that took place over the last 2 weeks. We've seen a tactical pause on strikes that has entered the picture since Friday night. But these bunker buster bombs have been being used to absolutely crush the stockpiles, the ballistic missiles, the drones. You can see in a lot of the target imagery that we look at, they have massive ballistic missile stockpiles all across with reports saying that they have up to 2,000 ballistic missiles left in Iran. So for the last 2 weeks, though, that video has been on repeat for 13 consecutive nights, more than 300 targets in the first 3 nights alone, roughly 140 in a single evening, missile launch sites, drone storage, naval assets, ammunition depots, Bandar Abbas, Qashem Island, Hajab, Jask, all the different islands and locations around the Strait of Hormuz that are being used to threaten commercial shipping. The coastal defense and cruise missile sites out on Greater Tunb also took a massive pounding, with Iran doing things like building these ballistic missile bunkers deep under the ground. And Iran's answer to it all has also been to keep seeding mines in one of the most important waterways on the planet and dare the world to sail through it. As of a few hours ago, reports are coming in with claims from the IRGC that they took out another tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, but the tanker went off course and hit a mine. So they can do nefarious things like use underwater unmanned vehicles, basically little torpedoes, to hit these ships and then call it a mine, or they could use a drone, flies just above the surface, hits the back of the boats. That could be something that hits it as well. But we're going to get exactly into what Iran is saying about that. Hey, welcome to the video. So the US military is basically like, hey, Iran, hold this, but the hold this part is a 5,000-pound bunker buster bomb. And here's the hardware stack. B-1 Lancer, 75,000 pounds of payload.
The smoke is rising so much that it's turning red. Look at that, because of all the explosion. That's insane.
The biggest conventional bomb truck that America owns, working out of RAF Fairford in England. The GBU-72 Advanced 5K Penetrator, that's 5,000 pounds of freedom, hardened steel that the U.S. has employed in combat for the first time in history this year during this war. And then the little brother, the GBU-31, that's a 2,000-pound bomb built with a BLU-109 Penetrator warhead. That's the workhorse, a little bit easier to carry around. You don't have to squat 5,000 pounds. Sometimes you just need to squat 2,000. And the F-15E Strike Eagle, that's the only other airframe in the entire American inventory cleared to carry the 5,000-pound bunker buster bomb. And then you've got F-22s, F-35s, EA-18G Growlers that have to tear a hole in Iran's air defense belt before any of this is possible. We're going to get into that whole mission, how that went down, how these strikes actually take place, the mechanics behind that 5,000-pound bomb, and then we're going to do a global roundup section because some wild information has come out saying that Russia might be helping Iran with targeting a little more than we thought. So we'll cover that in the global roundup section. That's about 3/4 of the way through the video. Remember, Iran buried ordnance under a mountain because somebody in Tehran decided depth was the same thing as safety, but the mountain was never the problem. The mountain was basically just a door. It was basically a red carpet to the 5,000-pound bomb. But let's rewind about 36 hours, talk about some sequencing of these events. We know that 13 straight nights of strikes ended at Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday night, for the first time in 2 weeks, U.S. Central Command didn't post anything regarding the strikes. And then night 14 has been put on pause, and it's not because anything broke, it's because the diplomatic channel seemed to have reopened, and the administration chose the pause to assess that. The president put it about as plainly as it gets. We are talking to them right now. They are getting more and more serious as the days go by. We are locked and loaded and ready to go, but we are talking to them. He added the campaign could continue, or the United States could make it a heavier dose if it does continue. Then the White House put
Isn't this like third time now? Like, you need to communicate. Like, okay, are you serious this time? Like, are we just going back and forth? Because that's insane. I hope this time they're serious, because USA bombed Iran straight for 13 days, right? Straight. I don't think they did that the first time. It wasn't like straight 13 days, right? They were like bombing, but not straight 13 days. So this should give them the message like, yeah, we're probably going to do this for a long time if we have to. So like, make a deal.
The whole posture on the record. They said President Trump has always been consistent in saying he prefers a diplomatic solution, but he continues to retain all options if Iran continues terrorist activity in the Strait of Hormuz against allies, which this morning looks like they just did. Combined with successful sanctions that have crippled Iran's economy and 13 straight days of strikes against military targets in response to the repeated aggression of Iran, it would probably be wise for Iran to work towards a negotiated deal. That's what the White House Communications Director Stephen Chang mentioned, and the Pentagon backed it in the same news cycle. Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said, "We have executed multiple successful operations across combatant commands while ensuring the U.S. military possesses a deep arsenal of capabilities to protect our people and interests." No uncertain terms, that arsenal of capabilities includes a 5,000-pound bunker buster bomb. Yeah, that's an arsenal if I've ever seen one. But if you read the sequencing here, sanctions crippled their economy, 13 nights dismantled more of their military architecture, and only then does the offer to negotiate get made from a position where the other guy has nothing left to bargain with. Iran's own army spokesperson, though, confirmed Sunday that Tehran halted its retaliatory attacks in response to the pause, because we know their ballistic missiles have taken out U.S. soldiers. They're not nothing. That capability of the ballistic missiles still exists, so you can't discount the threat. But then Sunday afternoon, local time, an oil tanker was said to have been exploding in the Strait of Hormuz. But here's also what didn't pause. So American boarding teams, potentially Marine raider teams, went over the rail into the Kormos-flagged MT Charamahar in the Arabian Sea, inspected the cargo, and then cleared it to continue, so showing that.
How do you inspect that big of a ship? Do you check every single inch of it? Is that even possible like that? I mean, it would take time, right? Like, it's a big ship. The cargo would be insanely large.
The U.S. military is fully executing the blockade against Iran. 12 vessels redirected, 2 disabled, 2 boarded, blockade in full effect. So that's one thing to remember. Even though the strikes were paused, the strikes on the Iranian economy with the blockade are continuing. So 12 ships turned around, 2 disabled, 2 boarded at sea, 2 nights with bomb bays closed for now, and Iran still couldn't move a single blockade.
What is the name?
Are continuing. So
Charminar, is this Indian ship? What? Wait a minute, I need to check that. Oh, it's part of the apparently Iranian shadow fleet, and name is to confuse people, but put different names. So this is like Charminar just means 4 pillars or 4 towers. And I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so this is more like a confusing tactic, different name. I guess it's registered in like UAE or something, and it's part of the Iranian fleet because it's under sanction.
12 ships turned around, 2 disabled, 2 boarded at sea, 2 nights with bomb bays closed for now, and Iran still couldn't move a single barrel out of the Strait of Hormuz. That's got to make them a little bit nervous.
So in a fighter jet, in a dogfight mission, your job is to identify the threat or the opportunity before it becomes obvious to everyone else. Because by the time it's obvious, you've already lost the advantage.
Able support this channel by going to original video page link.
right now.
But the B-1B Lancer was built for this war, and here's how it actually works. 4 afterburning engines, variable geometry, swing wings, designed in the 70s and 80s to run supersonic at altitude and punch nuclear payloads through Soviet air defenses down in the weeds, low altitude if needed. The mission then evaporated there, and it shifted. What's left is the single most useful conventional bomber in the United States Air Force inventory. And here's the math that basically makes it the hero of the Iranian campaign from the bomber perspective. The B-2 Spirit is a scalpel, and America owns 19 of them. The Air Force has 45 B-1Bs, and each one hauls up to 75,000 pounds of precision ordnance.
Wait a minute, does B-1B ever carpet bomb nowadays? Because usually the bombs it uses is like very precision guided, right? Nowadays carpet bombing is not really a thing, not like that. I guess it's for like demonstration purposes, I don't know.
Ordnance, the largest conventional payload of any bomber in the inventory. In the opening hours of Operation Epic Fury, 3 Lancers flew CONUS to CONUS. I had to throw in an acronym. It's kind of like you don't really need that acronym. CONUS just means Continental United States, to Continental United States, out of Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, across the Atlantic, across the Med, to the target, and then all the way home on multiple aerial refuelings, because London had not yet cleared the use of RAF Fairford or Diego Garcia. U.S. Central Command confirmed it in about as plain a sentence as they ever write. American B-1 bombers struck deep inside Iran to degrade Iranian ballistic missile capabilities. Then an Iranian drone hit a Royal Air Force base in Cyprus. Downing Street reversed course, and a large part of the B-1 fleet moved to Fairford. So all it took was a drone from Iran getting a little bit too close for comfort to the UK, and they're like, oh yeah, no. We were
We are going to stay away from this. We are not going to, we don't believe in war. We British people has never believed in any kind of war ever. And then you hear, oh my God. Okay, fine, you can use our bases.
going to open these bases the whole time. Yeah. UK leadership, we're sure. But hey, you guys know I love the people of the UK. Amazing. So glad to have you guys watching the channel. But the leadership needs a little bit of help. So when you look at what's going on here...
Isn't Starmer out now? Like, what is resign or something? Like term ended or something. The new guy is coming now.
See that the B-1 bomber is perfectly suited for the GBU-72 Advanced 5K Penetrator to use it in combat.
Damn.
It's been used in combat for the first time in history, and that was likely either the B-1 or the F-15E Strike Eagle against hardened Iranian anti-ship missile storage sites on the coastline near the Strait of Hormuz. The A-5K is a BLU-138 Bravo penetrating warhead that's married. They have a very good relationship. It's married to a KMU-556 JDAM tail kit with GPS and inertial guidance. Roughly 4,422 pounds of hardened steel casing. When all of that wasn't enough, just add that extra 22 pounds and that'll get the job done. It carries about 1,067 pounds of PBXN 109 and AFX 757 explosive with smart fusing.
I think they probably use F-15 here because you don't want to use B-1 that closer. When they use B-1, don't they usually use it for like long distance missiles? Like proper guidance, like cruise missile type things? Not a glide or dumb bomb, which what this is, right? It's like inertial guided, which just means it's like guided through gravity. It's a bunker buster heavy bomb. Like you're not going to put boosters on it, are you? It's not a cruise missile or a rocket or something like that. So I think they probably use F-15 for it. But then again, maybe like they knew like, oh, this area is like not high risk or we cleared it. So fine, we can send B-1 closer.
And those explosive compounds are the exact same ones that are packed into the 30,000-pound warhead inside the massive GBU-57, the mass ordnance penetrator. The A-5K is the little brother of the biggest bunker buster America has ever built, and it fits on a fighter jet. It's portable. It's fun size, basically. It replaces the aging GBU-28 outright, and Air Force budget documents state it achieves the same effect with fewer weapons at lower cost per round, which is the entire ballgame in a campaign that runs 300 targets in 3 nights. massive amount of inventory being used here. Riding right alongside it is the 2,000-pound GBU-31 Victor III. That's a JDAM built around the BLU-109 Penetrator warhead. It has been used extensively across Iran, and those Fairford B-1s have been confirmed carrying it against ballistic missile production facilities, underground command centers, and mobile launchers. Here's the detail that ties all this together that you won't hear
Oh, this is the
anywhere
old
else.
one.
Out of every aircraft in the entire United States arsenal, exactly 2 are cleared to employ the GBU-72, the B-1B Lancer and the F-15E Strike Eagle. This is the VIP list. It's a very short VIP list. So their spokesperson is saying that they've scored 11 American fighter jets and helicopters in the last 15 days. They said they've taken out drones. They said that they've taken out more bases across the region. Of course, they had those hits at the base in Jordan.
You know what? I believe you. Fine, you hit all those planes. All right. So are you telling me you hit all those planes and somehow all the pilots landed in their own bases or just escaped somehow? Because last time a plane was shot down, it was a whole campaign. This time US just say, screw those pilots. We're not going to save them. Is that it? Where are the pilots? Did you capture them? How do you struck down planes and not have casualties or like captured pilots? What, America just does it one time? Like, yeah, we just want to save them one time. We're going to use insane amount of plane, Delta Force, Navy SEAL, everything for just one pilot. But after that, we're not going to do it. Like, screw everyone else. Is that it? Don't just give number like, yeah, we shot down this many planes. No, you didn't.
And RIP to the National Treasure service members that were unfortunately deceased after that event. Those national treasures will never be forgotten, and thoughts and prayers to their families. So we know that Iran does have the ability to attack certain bases in the region. They've attacked multiple of their Gulf partners. They've launched a lot of ballistic missiles and drones. Most of those get shot down, but some do get through, and you can't discount the enemy's ability to do that. And that brings us to the global roundup, my friends. So let's talk about what's going on right now.
Technically, most country and most militaries have some ability to do that. Ballistic missiles are not hard. It's not that costly to buy. People can just buy it. And if you have ballistic missiles, some of them can pass through. This is like saying anyone can throw a stone. Of course they can. And a stone is deadly. So like people were saying even in my comment, how did that missile, if everything if everything you say is true, and if US is being dominant, how did that missile pass through? I'm like, what does that have to do with that? Those are not the same things, right? You're arguing with like, how is it a day, right? There's a water there. What does day have to do with water? It has nothing, like anyone can throw missiles, right? That still doesn't change the fact what America is doing.
Because it looks like a lot of things are getting spicy when it comes to NATO. An F-16 destroyed an unidentified drone over Romanian territorial waters, 12 kilometers northeast of Salina on Sunday morning, the third consecutive daily shoot-down by Romanian F-16s. And the escalation curve is the actual story, because before Friday, Romania had never once brought down an intruder in more than 4 years of war with Russia and Ukraine. Friday's engagements only worked because 2 Italian Air Force Eurofighter Typhoons out of Mahal engaged first, failed to destroy the target, and Romanian F-16s out of the 86th Air Base finished it with an air-to-air missile.
What drone is that they couldn't finish it so somebody else had to? Like that kind of is a resilient drone? Which tells me it's a big drone, not some small drone. Not like Lucas or something like that. Probably like Reaper-style drone. That's insane.
Over a wheat field near Padina in Buzău County. Romania's Prosecutor General Office has now identified Friday's drones as a Shahed-type munition. Who's flying those Shahed-type munitions, huh? Weird.
It could be that Shahed, what is that? Not 136, the other one. 139? The big one, right? Which is for like reconnaissance and things.
Yeah, Russia's like, oh, it's not ours. We're like, didn't you guys design them with Iran? And they're like, no, we've stopped doing that. Yeah, of course you have. And also reports coming in that President Vladimir Zelensky is saying that Russia has been helping Iran with increased targeting, and not only targeting of their ballistic missiles, but also ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance afterwards. It's not really a shocker or a surprise that Russia is likely helping with the targeting solutions when it comes to Iran's ballistic missile fleet. Because remember, Russia would love for the US to stay distracted when it comes to Iran.
Who has better abilities when it comes to satellite and information? Russia or China? Because I'm pretty sure number-wise, Russia has a lot of satellites in space alongside America. Not even China is close. But are those all satellite functional? So yeah, sure, Russia could have good intelligence. But why am I questioning that? Because they have their own thing going and there is a struggle there, right? So how are they helping Iran? Maybe that's not how it works. Maybe they are giving some level of intelligence. But I would guess China is doing more of that than Russia. Because China has more advanced satellites now. Because in past 10, 15 years, they've been putting out more satellites in sky, more advanced one with better like sensor and everything than Russia. So they might have better intelligence.
So that they're not as focused on the Ukraine conflict, and they want the US to burn through many more Patriot interceptor missiles in the Persian Gulf versus Iran, so there's less Patriot missile interceptors that Ukraine can use to shoot down Russian ballistic missiles.
That makes
and
sense.
You made it to the 40 chess strategic analysis section, one of my favorite sections. I just really enjoy this section, but it looks like right now Iran's major focus is try to cause pain across US bases while using this new advanced technology and targeting solutions that are coming in from Russia. So this gives them the ability in their mind to try to have more of a position at the negotiating table if they're able to get actual hits on US aircraft, US troops. To them, it gives them a position of strength, even if they're getting absolutely hammered. I mean, they are getting crushed. When you look at the targeting footage that we've seen before, it's clear that they are getting absolutely decimated when it comes to their ballistic missile stockpiles. But just like J.D. Vance said on Rogan,
I didn't see that coming.
all it takes is a crazy...
I didn't know that was a targeting footage. I'm like, oh, look at the cars are going by. That was like way too, oh my God. So all those cars, all that van, yeah.
person and $100,000 worth of drones and explosives in the Strait of Hormuz to hit a cargo ship. So it's just so easy to do. That insurgency move is one that's really hard to contend with because it probably takes 2 or 3 guys from the IRGC that has close to 200,000 to just go to one of these islands and enact chaos on one of these ships after they get a call from the mullahs or a call from Vahidi, one of the generals that's probably sending the orders up to Tehran at this point.
Yeah, offense is always easier than defense. Doesn't matter which area you think of. Doesn't matter what it is. Even in real life, throwing a punch is easier than defend against a punch. You need athleticism to duck away or like just to like have reflexes to stop it. That's a fighter territory. A punch, anyone like kid can throw a punch. Right? So offense is very easy, like guerrilla warfare, insurgency, like 2-3 people like planning something, right? There was a quote, right, about, I don't know where it was, but it was about like terror attack. So defense, like the police or whatever, like we have to win every single time while they have to win only once. That's the thing here, right? They can throw 100 things, but if one of them passes through, victory. While you have to stop all 100 of them. You can't even let pass one thing. Otherwise, you kind of lost. That's the effed up part of this. Offense is much easier than defense.
So this is a tough nut to crack. Likely part of the reason why the administration is taking this tactical pause to assess. Can there actually be some sort of deal made now? Or will we need to go back to the bombing campaign? What do you think? You think we go back to the bombing campaign?
Yeah, I didn't know that it was paused, but yeah, all right. I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know. Like, it's been months now. Since March it's been happening. Now it's August. It's just a few days away. Couple of days we are going to be in August. So it's about 5 months now. It's been happening on and off. I don't know what's going to happen. Is this going to stretch through the whole year? I don't know, man. Right, well, there you go. America's newest bunker buster. Yeah, GBU-72. When I heard of the new bunker buster, I thought, wait a minute, this is like GBU, what is it, 76 or something? No way. The big one, like the replacement of the MOP. Because that would be like America going completely insane and accelerating things. But no, that's not the case. It's GBU-72. Right, well, I guess I'll see you next time.